Good morning, everyone. I'm here at my local beach at a time when, surprisingly, it is not gale force winds, which doesn't happen too often, I find. Where I live, it's like a little beach slash mountain community, but we are kind of sort of towards the end of the sound, so more often than not, wind tends to whip up through the sound and it's like gale force and it's nuts. But if you're a kite surfer, it's like the place to be. It's total mecca for kite surfing just because of how much wind we get. But more often than not, when I come down the beach to have some time to think and just get outside and be in like or near the ocean, it's like gusty as hell, and I wanted to take videos here before, but you can't really hear me over the gust. It makes it a little tough. But anyway, I've just finished at the gym. I actually woke up early this morning, which doesn't normally happen for me. I am very much a person who likes to sleep in, but I just happen to have been awake, so I feel super productive because then I went to the gym and then I got my dirty chai, and now I'm here at the beach. And I'm trying to upload and get videos to you guys at least once a week. So I'm always trying to think of some really great topics to chat about, and rather than write about it as I normally do, I'm trying to vlog about it. So this morning when I was standing in line at Starbucks, I was scrolling through my Instagram as I do, and a post popped up, and it was from a very dear friend of mine, and love it a bit. And the post said, it was a quote, and it said, just because it didn't last forever doesn't mean it wasn't love, or it wasn't really love. And I've seen it before, didn't really think too much of it, but then today it actually struck me, and I thought about it and actually stopped me in my tracks. And I think it might have also been her caption where she had said that, you know, basically just because it didn't last doesn't mean that there wasn't love there, doesn't mean you didn't not love the person, doesn't mean it wasn't real, doesn't mean you didn't share something. And I got thinking back to a past relationship in my life, and one that a lot of people close to me would be very familiar with. I even nod to it in my adrenal fatigue video of a very destructive relationship. And if you've watched that video, you would have probably seen and heard the bitterness, the anger, maybe a little bit of the why me. And I got thinking about that video straight away, and it got me thinking about the way I've been feeling towards it for so long, and the blame that I've laid. And I have tried so much on and off to just forgive, and I have for the most part more or less kind of let it go. I did a yoga retreat last year where I focused a lot on that, on letting go and not letting it get to me, and just forgiving and kind of working through that. But there's still always been that anger there, and I haven't, I guess, quite known really how to kind of let go of that and not just set them free in like a spiritual sense, I suppose, but even myself. And I'm in this place right now of change, and I can feel it. I'm moving towards going into a path that is 100% true to who I am, and trying to really let go of comparison and what's not right for me and what doesn't feel good, and letting go of the things that don't serve me. And holding on to this doesn't serve me, even if it's in the most minor sense. And I nod to this in my adrenal fatigue video, and I've vlogged about it, where if I have an adrenal fatigue type of day, I get down and then I think of all of the things that brought me to that point, and that relationship comes up every time. And to be honest, I just kind of got sick of it. Like recently, I just got sick of thinking about it. I'm over it and I just want to be done with it. So, but what really struck a chord with me with this was that I forgot that there used to be love there. I forgot that this was somebody who I really adored and who was very special to me for a period of time. And before all the shit went down and before it exploded, before it got destructive, before it got toxic, there was a lot of love there. And I think there was a lot of love even in the toxic stages, but we just couldn't make it a go of it, couldn't make it work, wouldn't gel. And I think in that moment of reading that post today, of that quote of just because it didn't last forever doesn't mean it wasn't love, struck with me because I immediately went back to the place of when it did feel real and it did feel like love and it did feel good. And immediately I felt forgiveness. Immediately he became human again. And that I didn't feel like I had to still be in that place of blame and that place of anger, because I felt that love again. Not like this, not that pining or that missing, but that like, oh yeah, there used to be something good there. And holding on to that and just remembering that for a moment of like, hell, I used to like this person. And now I'm in a place where I struggle to think of them in a good light. And I think back to Brene Brown's thoughts and quotes on this of, you know, people do the very best that they can. They do the best that they can with what they know and what they have. And reading that quote today and feeling that sense of love in that moment of remembering there used to be love there, and this was a person that I used to like and was very special to me, and we had good times, reminds me that not only was I doing my very best, but I need to place faith in that this person was doing their very best with the tools that they had as well. And although it didn't work out and we couldn't be friends, it doesn't mean that there was any less love. It doesn't mean that there was any less trying. It just means it just didn't have the tools to make it work and the tools to not make it destructive. So I challenge you today to think back on a moment or an experience or a person and think about it and just remember that there was love there, that there was a period that you did have fun and you did enjoy your time together, and it wasn't all bad. And I think if you remember that person, not in a way to pine, but remember that this was a person that was special to you, I think it can be easier to forgive.